Decades ago, the village of Redbrook Hollow was a peaceful farming community, golden fields stretching as far as the eye could see, the air heavy with the scent of harvest. But everything changed the year Evelyn Sloane hanged herself in the bridal chamber of Grantham Manor. That same year, whispers spread like wildfire. Midnight howls echoed across empty halls. Shadows of a bride in a scarlet dress drifted up in the loft. Soon, people began dying. Others lost their minds. Entire homes were abandoned. The name Grantham Manor became cursed, unspoken and forbidden. Though the years have passed, the entire village still trembles at the story. Only a few survivors, elderly souls who endured years of unthinkable horror, know the full tale. But if a brave or foolish soul asks, it all began with one tragic bargain. Evelyn was the only daughter of John and Mary Sloane, a humble farming couple. She was the village beauty, pale, dark-eyed, gentle, skilled with a needle and dutiful as a daughter. Everyone assumed she'd marry a kind man and live peacefully. But fate is cruel to beauty. A bad harvest. Her mother fell terminally ill. The Sloanes sold oxen, sheep, even land trying to pay the doctor's bills. That's when Lord Edmund Grantham, the region's richest landowner, appeared with an offer. "Marry your daughter to me and I'll wipe out your debts." He was a tyrant in his 50s, wife dying, children wicked, feared more than any judge. A man of money, power, and cruelty. John Sloane stood frozen when he heard the proposal. His wife, weak in her bed, whispered, "You may leave this world, but not our daughter. Don't let her marry that man." Driven by love and desperation, John gathered his courage, called for Evelyn, and whispered the words that broke her father's soul. "Evelyn, you must marry Lord Grantham." It was like lightning to her heart. She sank to the floor, tears flowing, clinging to her father's knees.
"Father, please, don't make me marry him. I don't need wealth, just to be with the man I love."
Her father turned away. He could not utter the word that shattered her dreams. Tears streaming, Evelyn fled their home into the moonlit marsh. There, beneath the old willow, was her lover, Nathan Hale, a poor, gentle man with tireless hands and a loving heart. They didn't speak, just held each other, tears mixing in the night. Nathan's voice cracked. "If we cannot be together in this life, then in the next, Evelyn, I will make you mine, no matter the heavens." She nodded, hands trembling as though this was their final embrace. They remained under that willow until dawn, neither daring to close their eyes. 2 days later came the wedding. Evelyn's dress was deep crimson, a regional tradition. The villagers watched with wide, sorrowful eyes for a bride who seemed already dead. At the same time, a shepherd stumbled upon Nathan's body hanging from the willow. No note, just a face frozen in despair. That night, word came to Grantham Manor. Evelyn fainted before even entering the bridal chamber, but Lord Grantham remained unmoved. Better dead, disobedient fools deserve death. Later it emerged. It was no suicide. Grantham's men had brutally silenced Nathan and staged the scene. The innocent found death, the guilty found comfort. That night, Lord Grantham entered the bridal chamber. There, suspended from the central beam, was Evelyn. Her red bridal ribbon looped around her neck, face purple, eyes wide in silent accusation, her gown soaked in blood. He cursed. Damn it all! Didn't even get to claim her. He ordered the servants to bury her behind the manor. No rites, no tears, no priest. No one dared protest. For 3 nights after her burial, servants reported strange sounds from the sealed chamber, footsteps pacing, silk rustling, as if a bride sat before the mirror combing her hair. They begged Lord Grantham. He sneered, "Idiots! Ghosts exist only in weak minds." But one night, Grantham awoke to find his bedroom door creaking open on its own. In the flicker of candlelight, a figure in a blood-red dress stood at the foot of his bed. The scent of night-blooming jasmine used to scent bridal veils drifted in, cold as death. The pale flash of her face, a swollen violet corpse with cracked lips and hanging hair. Her eyes were bottomless pits. She grinned, revealing rotten, maggot-infested teeth. She whispered, "Edmund, come die with me." Graham screamed, fell off the bed. Servants rushed in, finding him huddled by the wall, muttering, She's back, the bride in red." From that night on, he was a broken man. He plastered every wall with charms and summoned priests for exorcisms. Yet Evelyn's chilling laughter echoed through hallways. Silhouettes drifted beyond moonlit windows. In just 7 days, the once robust lord was a shriveled husk, hair half grey, body skeletal. On the final night, Evelyn reappeared in his bedroom. Grantham, shaking, crawled back into a corner. "I beg you, I'll give you anything." She glided forward, smiling a twisted, hateful smile. By morning, his wife found him dead, his body contorted, limbs folded grotesquely into a ball, his skull shattered, eyes gouged, tongue removed. The wife screamed and collapsed. Their son and a handful of servants found her. No one attended his funeral. No one dared come near the manor. People disliked Grantham. They more than feared the manor. Grantham's son, Victor, refused to leave the estate. He hired renowned exorcists, but all refused. All but one. A man called Priest Jonathan Truman came. He carried a silver bell, 3 silver-bladed daggers, and a worn holy scroll. His back bent with age, robe ink blue, hair silver. He stepped into the courtyard, staring at the sealed manor, and sighed, "Danger. This ground is devoid of life force. 2 vengeful spirits intertwined, both murdered. A living man cannot control this." Priest Truman drew a chalk circle in the dirt, placed his scroll and bells, conjuring the ritual of 3 souls returned. He chanted low. The bell tolled, echoing across the gabled rooftops. Crows circled overhead. A breeze stirred the treetops, then became a violent vortex around the manor. The single candle flame turned green as if it burned in hell. The bell screamed a shrill pitch, then shattered into 3 pieces, torn from his grasp. He hadn't finished when a length of red bridal ribbon descended from above, wrapping tightly around his throat. Priest Truman clawed the ground, eyes bulging, face crimson. Then she appeared. Her dress flared, hair wild and bloody, drifting even without wind. The figure dropped, landing on the priest's chest, crushing him like a broken doll. Silence. And then the piercing echo of her voice. "You took his life. You must die." Truman's eyes rolled back, flesh shriveled in seconds, bones snapped, his limbs twisted like broken branches. By dawn, nothing remained but a withered husk, skin clinging to skeleton, eye sockets empty, mouth frozen in a silent scream. Victor summoned 3 more mystics. All died hideously. No one dared continue. The manor lay in darkness. No traces of grandeur, only cold stone and silent fear. The few remaining servants whispered at night, laughter beyond the garden, silk rustling, feet dragging across floors. One swore she saw wet footprints from the old well to the bridal chamber. One awoke to weight on her chest, smelling like drowned decay. Another felt hands tear at her hair and skin. 3 days after the failed exorcism, most fled, no pay needed, some still clutching old clothes, gasping. I saw her, red dress, at the end of my bed, staring all night. Only Victor and his mother remained. They huddled in a locked room. Her hands shook as she poured tea. Victor, a brutal young man by nature, clutched rosary beads, mumbling prayers. Then the wind howled, curtain billowed, the lamp died. A soft tap, tap, tap came from the walls, like fingernails clicking, inching closer. Mrs. Grantham froze, her eyes went wide. At the window, a face, white as bone, eye sockets hollow, hair damp and matted, bridal gown drenched in fresh blood, pressed to the glass, staring inside. Then at the door, a second tap, tap, tap. Victor crept forward, heart pounding. He cracked the door. No one was there. As he turned back, a draft extinguished the last light. From the ceiling descended a single black strand of hair, like living rope. It wrapped around Victor's neck, pulling him up into midair. His mother screamed, lunged, but was thrown against the wall. He thrashed, blood gushed from mouth, nose, ears. He kicked once, then hung still, neck snapped, head canted sideways, a broken wooden doll. Evelyn's red gown manifested in the shadows, hovered, eyes shieldless. She fixed her blank stare on Mrs. Grantham, then lunged. You must die. Before the mother could scream, 10 talon-like fingers slashed open her chest, ripping out her heart. Blood exploded on the ceiling. The walls bore a crimson swirl, the imprint of her spinning death dance. Flesh droplets hung like morbid confetti. By dawn, before the roosters crowed, the villagers gathered at the manor gates, once called the castle of the countryside. The doors stood open. A metallic stench filled the air, like old blood stirred in a muddy pond. Inside, horror waited. Victor's lifeless body hung from the rafters, eyes bulging, limbs contorted. Mrs. Grantham lay on the floor, chest hollowed, blood footprints circling her like a dancer's spiral. The manor still stands. No soul dares enter. The wind whistles through shattered windows, carrying fragmented whispers. Even in death, we do not part. Even in death, we stand together. On the darkest nights, with moon concealed, some claim they hear the dragging of silk across the courtyard, the final echoes of a blood wedding, never completed, never ending.